Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs. Today we'll see the current affairs of March first week. So let's start. We'll see the current affairs in question and answer format, at least for this week. So the question number one, elaborate the fiscal impact of demonetization. The points mentioned in this answer can also be used in essays for P.S.I and other exams as well. Recently, CAG, that is Comptroller and Auditor General, said he will soon begin auditing of demonetization and its impact on economy. So the present CAG of India is Shashikant Sharma. The office of CAG was not known until Vinod Rai took over the office and the audit of 2G spectrum, coal allocation, etc. came to picture. That itself was the main reason why UPA lost in election, that is general election 2014. The present CAG is Shashikant Sharma. So, Comptroller and Auditor General is a constitutional body. They audit revenues and expenditure of Government of India and also of states. CAG also audits bodies which are financed by government. They also audit non-banking and non-insurance companies. They enjoy the same status as that of Judge of Supreme Court. Comptroller and Auditor General is appointed by President of India on recommendation of Prime Minister. Article 148 of the Constitution provides for the office of CAG, that makes it constitutional body, that is one which is mentioned already in the Constitution. The first CAG was V. Narhari Rao. The tenure is 6 years or age of 65, whichever is earlier. Indian Audit and Accounts Department was created in 1753. Article 151 of the Constitution says that the reports of CAG of Union accounts are to be submitted to President, and this gets laid before each house of the Parliament. And the reports of CAG of state accounts are submitted to Governor, who causes them to be laid in state legislature. So this is mentioned in Article 151 of the Constitution. In 2014, Supreme Court permitted CAG to audit private telecom companies. This permitted CAG to audit telecom companies wherever they are involved in the use of public resources. They use the public resources and generate revenue. So the Supreme Court said that they are liable to pay something back to the government because they are using the public resources. The fiscal impact of demonetization can be addressed by looking into the following. One is impact on tax revenues. Some states showed positive response over this and some others were impacted. How much was spent on printing of new currency notes, which was said to be around 12,000 crores according to RTI. This will be audited by CAG. What are the risks for the economy and other important details which will be seen further. These 2 points which are mentioned below are important for multiple choice questions. So, Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran Private Limited. I'll repeat it. Bharatiya Reserve Bank Note Mudran Private Limited. This is subsidiary of RBI and this is concerned with printing of new 2000 rupees notes. The next one is Security Printing and Minting Corporation of India. I'll repeat again. Security Printing and Minting Corporation of India. This is concerned with printing of new 500 rupees notes. Let us look into the first aspect, that is impact of demonetization on tax revenues. Important bodies like IMF, World Bank had projected our GDP to be better than China. GDP in simple terms is market value of all the goods and services which are produced in the country. But the estimates went down after demonetization. Here are some impacts on tax revenues. Most states and UTs or union territories witnessed increase in tax collection after demonetization. Finance Minister also said they were highest in November and December, especially the increase in VAT collection. These taxes which were collected will help government to produce better services to citizens, roads, infrastructure, etc. But not all the states performed better. like Odisha, which had drop in revenue. As the revenue generation were hit, it will impact the implementation of infrastructure projects in the future also. Here are the 12 risks that pose threat to entire economy. These are the points that can be used separately for any individual questions on threat to entire economy, because these are the threats which are set by Government of India's report itself. They are taken straightly from Government of India's report, so these can be used separately as well. So let us look into all of them one by one. First one is corruption, bribery, and corporate frauds. Besides having number of institutions and actions against corruption, bribery still remains a major threat to economy. With respect to corporate fraud, major threat is theft of sensitive information. With increase in technology, there is growing concerns related to corporate frauds. In the second place, we have information and cyber security. We see and read about this a lot of times in our news. The cyber security is another concern. Recently, government had launched Cyber Swachhata Kendra. You'll see this in other current affairs video of mine. Cyber Swachhata Kendras, they were operated by Indian Cyber Emergency Response Team. That is, Cyber Emergency Response Team takes care of threats on cyber. Recently, many incidents were reported like US elections, Twitter accounts of major politicians were hacked, and Indian debit card hack, etc. On the third place, we have terrorism and insurgency. Terrorism is a global threat. So far, it's for India, like Uri attack. The Patankot air base was attacked in January last year. They impact economy, where the investors might feel at risk to invest, as the image of the country will go down, as the investors might think that the country is terrorism affected and it will affect their efficiency and economy. On the fourth place, we have business espionage. Shifting concerns of business organization. This is sometimes when the competitors do illegal practice of investigating for business gains. Like one company investigates illegally on other companies so that they gain something in the business. Something like that. That is business espionage. And on the fourth place is crime. The major thing this will do is affect the image of India as probable destination for investment. Next comes strikes, closures, and unrest. This affects manufacturing, mainly manufacturing, because this leads to loss of infrastructure due to unrest, closures, and strikes. They lead to non-operation. As it affects most part of the strikes, it affects the economy as a whole. Next one is accidents. Let us deal with accidents separately. These 12 points as a whole can be used separately as well. You can consider these with respect to the question individually. For example, if they ask you directly on corruption, bribery, and corporate frauds, there you can use, or any individual topics which are mentioned here. So it is better if you make notes as I tell this. Accidents are a national concern. India, according to World Health Organization, ranks first in accidents, that is, first in road accidents. Accidents in factories, steel plants, etc. cause the lockout, and this is affecting the economy. Accidents related to mines have also increased. These are due to poor adherence to safety instructions, compromise in safety standards. Next comes IPR or intellectual property rights. This impact loss of revenue and reputation. It gives rise to parallel economy, which is mainly funded by terrorism and black money sources. This exposes threat to national security. There are rules and laws to protect this, like CRPC, and they are frequently amended. Besides this, there are special intellectual property cells which are set up in major cities. The rest four, that is fire, workplace violence and sexual harassment, political and governance instability, natural hazards, are ranked below but certainly cause a threat to economy. The threats to economy with respect to demonetization are looking into ones who evade taxes, finding the loopholes, analyzing the steps as to why is there a failure to suspect. When we find all the loopholes and rectify them, then there will be lesser threat to the entire economy. The second question, effects of windmills operating in forest areas. India ranks fourth in wind power generation in world after Germany, Spain and USA. It is the main source of renewable energy in India. Karnataka also has a good potential of wind energy in India. We can see turbines in Koppal, Chitradurga, Bagalkot, Gadag, etc. The Kapatagupta project is first wind energy project in Karnataka. These were installed in 95-96. They are the green source of electricity. The recent forest fires in Karnataka has made this issue come to light. There were four fires in Karnataka's forests, and one of them were supposedly caused by electricity. We will look into what are the issues with the windmills and how did it affect the fires, etc. in the next slide. Issues with windmills. First one is habitat destruction. Second one is turbines cause accidental death of birds. Sound of these mills, the sparks emitting from the line. We'll look into one by one. As the windmills are installed, a lot of area is covered by the turbine. A lot of area is covered by the turbine, which requires clearing of some parts of the forest for the setup. This affects the habitat. Windmills are set up where the wind speed is very high, but they are used by migratory birds as cruising path. So wherever the wind speed is very high, migratory birds use it as their path, which results in fatal accidents of the birds. They might hit the wings of these turbines and they might die. Many such examples are there which has already happened. Next one is sound of the mills. The noise and vibrations may affect larger mammals leading to the conflict. And the last one is sparks emitting from the line. Out of the four forest fires in Karnataka, one is supposed to be from the sparks produced by transmission lines. So these are the issues concerned with windmills and they have to be taken care separately in a better way. Third question for this week is, what are the solutions to reduce congestion in the cities? What are the solution to reduce congestion in the cities? We in Karnataka have an ambition of making Bangalore less congested, or else Bengaluru less congested. These steps can be used to answer other problems which are similar to this in other states. For example, if you are asked about congestion of some city, then these can come handy. Yes, but there will be some modifications. So look into the question and answer them properly. Bengaluru is one of the 10 cities in the world to be most congested. So the government has aimed at developing KGF as a city to decongest Bangalore or Bengaluru. KGF is just a hop away from Bengaluru to be developed in city. Gold ores in Bharat Gold Mines Limited, which was extracting gold. It extracted for 150 years and then it was shut down in 2001. Government wants to acquire 11,000 acres of Bharat Gold Mines Limited and develop into a fully fledged city, calling for global tenders to design the city. Infrastructures like sewage, road, drainage, etc. will be provided. But this point is important. Seawater from Mangalore after desalination. Desalination is removing the salt from the water. After desalination will be brought to KGF through Yettinahole project pipeline. The next important news of March first week was single men and women wishing to be a parent can opt for surrogacy. Let us first know what is surrogacy. Surrogacy is an agreement whereby woman agrees to carry a pregnancy for another person or persons. When a couple wants a baby but is unable to have a child because either one of them or both of them are not medically fit to conceive, What they do is they approach another woman who is called as surrogate mother. This surrogate mother will have artificial insemination with sperm of father. She carries the child full time and delivers to couple. If father's sperm cannot be used, then the donor sperm can be used. Another one is gestational surrogacy, where eggs from mother are fertilized with father's or donor's sperm and embryo is placed in uterus of the surrogate. The Draft Surrogacy Regulation Bill 2016. Let us look into the background of this. Commercial surrogacy has been increased in India. India, as it developed itself into a country with world-class medical facilities, this exposed darker spots of the issues, which is commercial surrogacy. Okay, let me clear the screen first. Commercial surrogacy was opened first time in 2002, but came to light in 2008. What happened is a Japanese couple contracted a woman in India as surrogate. They signed the contract and then, before the surrogate would deliver, the couple divorced. Thus, the child was parentless and without citizenship. This opened questions of the practice, and India's draft surrogacy bill was approved by cabinet in 2016. So, after lots of efforts, this was passed in 2016, which says parents to be married at least for 5 years and they can't naturally have the child. Restricted overseas Indians, foreigners, unmarried from entering into agreement for surrogacy in India. These were the conditions which the draft surrogacy regulation bill said, and that itself is mentioned here. It makes process and legality of surrogacy in India more transparent. It prohibits commercial surrogacy, as we just looked into. It makes legal for single parents, gay couples, and those in live-in relationship to be a parent. Recently, Karan Johar, who is producer-director, became father of twins through surrogacy. He is not the first celebrity to do so, but in the past, celebrities like Tushar Kapoor, Shah Rukh Khan, etc., have taken the same path. In the bill, there is no specific provision about single parent, but the bill also does not specifically prohibit. That is the reason Supreme Court asked the parliamentary committee to consider specific provision for single persons. This is the last part of all the weekly series. That is, I'll include some miscellaneous questions which have some probability of asking in the prelims or in any multiple choice questions. China is developing stealth drones. Aerospace Science and Industry Corp, that is CASIC. China is developing advanced military drones. These drones can evade radar and anti-aircraft weapons. That is why they are called as stealth drones. CASIC is China's largest missile maker. This is the important point where they say that CASIC, which is Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation of China, is largest missile maker of China. Next one is Parihar software. This is developed by Revenue Department to provide compensation to draft hit farmers released directly into the account of the farmers. That's all for the news related to March first week. Thank you all. Please like our Facebook page, which is called as Karnataka Exams, for more updates and MCQ questions. And I will meet you people in the next video.